How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to another Exploratory Devlog. If you're new to the channel, Exploratory is an open world sandbox game where you wake up as an artificially intelligent robot. The goal of the game is to explore an unknown world, discover technologies, collect resources, build automated systems, and interact with humanity. I am using the Godot game engine to develop the game. I have been working on this game since October 2020, and right now my goal is to get a working prototype where you could actually see more of the gameplay. In this video, I'll be going over my updated pathfinding, new resources, as well as an introduction into the heads-up display. So I'll try to explain in as simple terms possible how I improved the character pathfinding. Before I made my update, the character could only see inside of a certain range. So the character could see the obstacles anywhere inside of this box and navigate easily around them. If I tell this character to go to maybe a distance over here to go to this obstacle, the character will only be able to go as far as its range would allow. So what I did was I made it so when the character gets to the end of its range, it'll reload the pathfinding and look for obstacles. And when it does that, it'll know now it could travel a little bit further. And then once again, it'll update again and be able to navigate around these obstacles like that. So that's how I was able to get the character to have infinite range with A-star pathfinding. You can see the update here. When the robot reaches the end of its range, it just reloads the pathfinding for that area and continues along the path. Next, I updated the pathfinding algorithm to include trees. So now the robots could easily navigate through the trees and through the forest. I constructed a simple maze to see how well the robot would navigate to the destination point. I did a little bit more testing and a little bit more tweaking to the algorithm, and eventually I was able to make it so you could travel from one point on the map all the way to another point on the map at a very far distance through a very complicated forest, and it seems to be working very nicely. And the last update I made to the pathfinding was I included the stones in the pathfinding algorithm as obstacles. The next thing I added to the game was a new resource, and that resource is copper ore, because I really want copper to be a major element of the game. It'll be used for building circuits, it'll be used for building automated systems and things like that. So having copper ore early on in development is really a must. The copper is differentiated in the game with its bluish-green patina. I also want to include lithium and also iron ore. Now that I've made some major improvements on the pathfinding, hopefully I could focus more on the building aspects and the crafting and resource gathering aspects of the game, because those are really the core elements of this game. With that, I decided to turn to the mock-up user interface. Now, most likely this will change a lot in the future, and I'm just trying to get a feel for how I want the game to look and what buttons I'll actually need for the game. I want to keep the user interface very intuitive, very simple, and very minimal. I don't want it to take away from the visuals. I don't want a bunch of UI on the screen kind of blocking the world. The first thing we have is the robot panel. So with Robo, you can either build or collect. So when you click on Robo, Robo's panel shows up, and you can choose whether or not you want to be collecting or building. I'm using this method because I want to keep the other mouse button open for selecting objects and doing other tasks in the game. I could assign collect to the left mouse button and build to the right mouse button, kind of how Minecraft is, but I decided to do it this way because I want to leave the mouse open and available for clicking on other robots or doing other tasks in the game. On the top of the screen, I have the inventory panel where you can see what amount of certain inventory you have. And on the bottom, I have the tool panel where you can build structures, automation, weapons, farming, or do your research. So those buttons will open up each one of those subsections. I hope this will give you a better idea of what the game actually will be like. It's still very early on, so I know it's a little hard to grasp what my actual goal and vision of the game is. So hopefully in the next couple of devlogs, I'll really be able to make a lot of progress so you can see more of what the game is actually going to be like. And with that, thanks for watching. If you like this video, please like and subscribe and comment. It really helps the YouTube algorithm. It's really hard to gain traction as a new channel, so every little bit helps. Take care, and I wish you the best on all of your projects and endeavors.